What's going on, you guys? You know what time it is. We are back one more time. Live. Barrels and Leads Behind the Brand. I'm your man, Leo Brown. To my right, your left, Sir Nick-a-Lot.
Sir Nick-a-Lot in the house.
In the
Good
house.
to see you, my man. It's good to be back.
What's going on, man?
Man, just a lot.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, no shit, right? Hey, you ever heard of that group?
No, I liked it though. It was very
Black Violin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's two brothers that play violin and cello.
Oh, nice.
They've been around for some years, man.
Okay.
I like them. I love them.
They kind of had a Parisian type vibe.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but they play all kind of stuff. They do classical, they do hip hop, they do R&B, they do classic rock. They can play damn near anything on them strings, man.
Man, that's pretty cool, dude.
Damn near anything on them strings. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I love the strings.
I love the strings too, except when they're being pulled on me. But how y'all doing out there, man? Hopefully everybody's having a fine time. Mr. Don Juan Gross, how you doing, sir? Good to see you, as always. Been a while. Hope everything out there in LA is good. But yeah, we're back, man. It's been what? We took a week off? No, because we did Divi, but we did that audio.
Yeah, that was
a week ago. 2 weeks
that
ago.
was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's been fun.
We're on the other side of the pond for a while. So
yes, we are. And in case you guys don't know, we're gonna be bringing in some fine Armagnacs.
Yes.
As we get into the show.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking to one Miss Caroline Rozes.
Yep.
From Domaine
d'Orenzon.
And
Chateau Leberon.
Right. I'm gonna screw that up. I'm just gonna let you say it. So
Carolyn, we're gonna do. So Carolyn's will be with us shortly. I took a lot of French, so I'll help you out, buddy.
Thank you,
as much as I can.
All I say is oui.
That's okay. You got to start somewhere.
Voulez-vous chez moi, c'est quoi?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that. Carolyn's gonna hang up on us. So yeah, no, I'm excited. Carolyn Rosé from Orenzon and Leberon. Was super stoked to have her on to chat about all things Armagnac, new releases. We've got something that we're sipping on that's really special right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna bring her on soon.
Yeah.
So you guys sit tight.
So speaking of what we're sipping on, dude, what are we sipping on?
Yeah, so this is really cool. This is a really a new kind of experimental project, and obviously Carolyn can talk more about this when we have her on. But it's called the Le Carré de Fantôme. It basically means the square of ghosts. So it is really one of the first releases that uses the 6 ghost grapes. The ghost grapes were back.
What is a ghost grape?
So basically, prior to pre-phylloxera, which was the big louse, it was basically a bug that destroyed a lot of the European vineyards back in the late 1800s, 1870s, and it just pretty much wiped out all the vines and the grapes. So, back then you had Follet Blanche, which was really the primary growing grape for Cognac and Armagnac, and then Colombard, Uni Blanc. So everybody knows Uni Blanc is Trebbiano. So that is the white wine was pretty predominant. Yeah. But then you had these other 6 grapes that just disappeared. And they're really never replanted. So Carolyn and the crew at Orenzon decided to plant a plot of these 6 ghost grapes, and we're getting to try really these grapes in action. And it's a completely different take on Armagnac for me. It just hit me when I first tried it. I was like, damn, this is different. So really excited to really dive into this, because it's a really interesting it's just a really interesting story. It's been years, decades to finally get this planted. So I'm excited to talk to her about these ghost grapes.
Listen, I know nothing about ghost grapes, so this is going to be a learning experience for me. So I cannot wait. But I tell you what, I don't have to learn about is Dapper cigars, bro.
Yeah,
this is the La Madrena.
This is my first experience with Dapper. So I've got the Connecticut shade,
you got the Habano.
The Habano, nice.
This is one of my favorite companies. Love Ian. What's up, Ian?
Yeah.
Dapper Cigar Company. In case you guys don't know, go out and try it if you have not. because I'm telling you, you will not be shocked. You won't be surprised at all. So this is one of my favorites from his line. The other one is, a lot of people call it the rooster. It has what looks like a rooster on a purple band, and it's another one of the favorites.
Nice.
But I can't wait to dive into this. I'm going to take my first sip of this.
Yeah,
man.
please do.
I love the color on it already.
Yeah.
It has that nice golden color.
Yep, kind of a golden straw. So I think, and again, Carolyn can more allude to this, but I think this is a pretty young brandy. Most I think people that are somewhat familiar with the spirit, they're usually tasting things that are blended, or that are really old eau de vie. That's really it can be a whole different experience. So this is nice to try something that is a little bit younger than what we're normally used to.
But I tell you, what I got from that first sip, it's a little bit like grape forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it has a Scotch feel to it.
Yeah, it's absolutely, to me, like fresh pressed grape. There's like a little bit of a funky fattiness to it.
Right.
And it for me, it's just it's a very weird detour from what we've normally, when I started drinking on stuff, and I just finished my bottle of orange on 20, Carolyn, so I need more assemblage soon. I think that's coming. But it's completely different. To me, a lot of the Oranzon stuff is really muscular and rancio and stewed fruits and spice. So when I saw this, first I saw the color, and then also tried it, I'm like, wow, this is as close to kind of an eau de vie off the still from these. I mean, I have no reference for any of these grapes. So for me, we're getting a different flavor profile completely. So it's pretty cool.
Dang.
It is. It's crazy. I get kind of a young Scotch meets almost like kind of like a young agricole rum. It's got that, but that pressed juice that you get when you run it, whether you're doing sugarcane or grapes or whatever. Right. So yeah, this is just, I'm digging it. But yeah,
I'm good with it.
Yeah. So, lots going on, man.
Yeah.
So just to kind of catch everybody up, we've been kind of behind the scenes, just trying to make this thing, operate on all four wheels. Right. So
we're trying on four. Yeah.
So yeah, we're I think Carolyn will be our last interview for a couple weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
We're
gonna get some things together. We're working on a lot of behind the scenes stuff right now. And when we say behind the scenes stuff, is that things are gonna be changing. Maybe a new host coming with us.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, she kind of let the cat out of the bag on Instagram. So.
Did she?
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I reposted it. Sorry.
God damn it.
I mean, it's a good teaser.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's going to be fun, getting her on board and adjusted. It'll be another pretty face besides Nick's on the screen. So you guys can look to see somebody else with us from time to time. And it's someone that, if you're in the cigar industry, you've seen her before. If you haven't, you'll see her all the time now.
Yeah.
Or somewhat all the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, I think good now's a pretty good time to kind of, dial it back, peel it back, and then bringing in some new fresh faces and some new content. It's gonna be a busy June, June 1st. June 1st.
It's gonna be a busy June. We gotta go. We gotta get into July at PCA. It's gonna be crazy.
Man. Yeah, it's gonna be. But if any of you out there want to get in touch with us, and you may want to see something new or something you haven't seen before, please let the comments flow. What we're doing well, what we're not doing well,
what you want to see,
what you want to see, what you don't want to hear.
Yeah, what you want to hear. You guys can reach us on Instagram. All right, and of course it's BNL Behind the Brand.
Yep.
Okay. You don't have to worry about where to go to. It's even BNL Behind the Brand on Facebook.
Yes.
All right.
Keep it consistent.
You can email us.
Yes.
BNL.behind.the.brand@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
we are the same across the board.
Got to make it easy, man.
Don't mess with us. We know what we're doing here.
We know what we're doing.
But I tell you what, let's get into some good old industry news, man.
Yeah.
You know, the previous holiday just passed us.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got good old Memorial Day, and shout out to all the families that are living in mourn for those that have been lost. But
happy Memorial Day to you, man.
No, not happy Memorial Day to me. I'm still here.
Well, you're still here. Sorry, wrong holiday.
I'm still fucking here.
When is Veterans Day?
Veterans Day is actually June 23rd this year.
No way.
Yeah.
That's what's coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm sorry. No, it's Veterans Day. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Armed Forces Day. Veterans Day is November 11th every year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 11/11.
BTS. We need to get these dates square.
Yeah, but I was thinking Armed Forces Day. I'm sorry. Yeah,
anyway,
Armed Forces Day is June 23rd.
Yes. Happy Memorial Day to my grandfather.
Yeah.
Served in World War II.
Yeah, I got uncles. I got a guy that I actually lost. Some years ago. So actually, I got two guys I lost.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, speaking of these holidays and speaking of the past Memorial Holiday, we actually found that EP Carrillo has a new cigar out, and it's actually called Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance. How about that?
Well, how about that?
I think he's trying to say something. That's really what I think.
I mean, I love it. I love the bands. And I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good timing.
I think Eric's gonna debut this during PCA. Yeah. So it looks like he's gonna come in a 6x54 Toro, Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Ecuadorian grown Connecticut seed binder, and fillers from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and the United States of America.
Really?
Oh yeah.
All right.
You got to show some dedication to
I mean,
you're gonna call it a Pledge of Allegiance.
I mean, there's a lot of tobacco fields in the States.
It's not a lot. It's only 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are there tobacco farms up like through like North Carolina, Kentucky, right?
It's a different kind of tobacco. It's cigarettes.
What is that, cigarettes?
So as far as tobacco is concerned, you got Florida.
Yeah.
You got Connecticut.
Right.
And you got Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we talked about Pennsylvania. Who was that we talked about Pennsylvania with?
I don't know.
Someone did a rapper from Pennsylvania.
A lot of people do Pennsylvania broadleaf. I know for a while Drew Estate did Pennsylvania broadleaf,
nice.
On some of their cigars.
Right.
But a lot of companies have,
Yeah.
But then you got Florida Sun Grown,
Yeah.
right? And then you got the Connecticut Shade, like you're smoking today.
Yep.
So those are the only 3 places in the United States that actually grow cigar tobacco.
Cigar tobacco,
right?
Correct.
Yeah. North Carolina is known for all the cigarette tobacco.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad I'm square on that too. Learning a lot today.
It's all good. But yeah, I can't wait to try the cigar.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get there at PCA and give it a shot. So it looks like that they're going to be about $20 a cigar though. Yeah. He's only making 1,776 boxes.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. And they're coming in boxes of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
so
I like the so what is it? It's what's the wrapper again?
So to recap on that, it's the Connecticut broadleaf and has Ecuadorian grown Connecticut seed binder.
Ooh, okay.
And we also have the Dominican and Nicaraguan filler with some fillers from the US. Yeah.
And that sounds good. Yeah, hopefully we'll get to try it. Yeah, I'm excited. PCA, first time for me.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of I think ATL, Eric Blackstar, a lot of new releases. So I'm excited.
Eric's going to be releasing 2.
2, yes. Yeah, man.
The Mr. Fahrenheit and the Rosewood.
Oh, right.
So I can't wait for everybody to check that out. If you guys did not get a chance to see Eric live with us here about 2-3 weeks ago, he was here live at Highland Cigar Company. You guys go back to YouTube and check out that interview with him. So what do you got for us, man?
Man, so well, first of all, as always, thank you to Jimmy.
Big time. Big time.
Smyrna Village Bourbon and Cigar for hosting us. He's been a trooper. If you guys are ever into doing pairings and tastings, Jimmy's always hosting one every Thursday night here tonight. So I think he said there were still a few spaces left. So if you haven't been down here, get your ass down here.
Yeah.
So but I just always love Jimmy and what he's doing and helping us out. So let's should we get to the star of the show?
You want to dive in, man?
Let's dive in. Carolyn, you ready? All right. So we are extremely excited to have Carolyn Rozes here from Domaine d'Oranzon and Leberol in Tenerez, France, Armagnac, France. I have been a big fan of their stuff ever since PM Spirits brought them in. So big shout out to Nicholas and Meryl and everybody at PM Spirits for really putting a lot of these smaller domains and houses on the map here in the U.S. I think we all will agree that, you know, most of our back bars are littered with the big 4 to 6 brands, and we're here to really bring light of some really amazing people and producers that are out there, and Carolyn is one of them, and we're excited to have her on. So Carolyn, how are we doing? Yes, big applause.
Wow.
Did you like that?
Yes. It's not every day, you know.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking out part of your late evening. Glad the kids are asleep, hopefully, and you have some time to hang out with us.
It's under control. That's okay.
Good.
I'm glad to be with you guys.
Yes. So, Carolyn, we're, you know, as we were talking kind of off air, you know, it's a pretty exciting time for brandy, really worldwide, but in the U.S. You know, we, as I alluded to, Nicholas Plazzi of PM's been kind of a big. He's been really flying the flag for a lot of you guys over in France, especially your smaller producers that you know, may not see the light of day in certain markets. And for me, I really had the you know, the rare opportunity to grab a couple of the assemblages, you know, through one of my liquor stores in Atlanta, and you know, to be fair, our market is it's very bourbon dominated. Obviously, we're in the South, so we drink a lot we drink a lot of whiskey, a lot of bourbon, a lot of rye, a lot of vodka. But we are starting to see a little bit of a trend of brandies making their way over here. So yeah, please tell us a little bit about Oranzon and Le Baron, a little bit about your story, because I know you were in the fragrance industry for a while. So how did that transition come? Was it a phone call from dad saying, "Hey, I need you back. I need you back at the farm. I need help"?
No, it was more the opposite, the contrary. I will tell you.
Okay.
Yes, well, so we are producers of Armagnac since the end of the 19th century. So it's a very old family story. And it was like it is traditionally the case in Gascony. I mean, there was a little bit of cereal, a little bit of cows, and a little bit of vineyards. And the Armagnac cellar was more considered as a bank. When the harvest was good, abundant, we were able to distill a little bit to spare 1, 2, maybe 3 barrels. And those barrels were available to be sold to the negociant when there was a bad year for cereals or something, or when there was where we need money for a wedding or something like that. So the purpose was not really to commercialize it. It was more, you know, the bank of the farm and the family treasure. So actually, it was the case also for my family, as for the whole neighborhood, actually. And as you mentioned, I used to work in the perfume field in Paris for like 10 years in big brands like Kenzo Perfumes and Sisley, etc. And I had a great time. Actually, I work on fragrance development, on like advertising campaign, all these big machine because they are really big brands.
Oh, right.
And well, I had the ambition to work for myself and to go back to the family estates. But actually, it was not so easy as a family thing, and it was not really my father who called me, and it was more the contrary when I told him, oh, you know, Dad, I would like to come back. Maybe we can do something with his Armagnac, etc. He tell me, yo, you don't quit your job. You have a great job. You have, you know, and earnings each month. You know, selling Armagnac is not so easy. So don't do the fool. But I did it
Anyway.
anyway. That's it. And so because it was not really sold except to, you know, the very first circle of family and friends, it was not really like a brand. So we had to develop, you know, labels, bottles, to make some pictures, to build a very simple, but at least one website, and to begin to find the first client, then the second, the third one, etc. It was a really blank paper as you know, as a company.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, you know, it seems like just being in kind of immersed in the brandy over the last couple of years, it seems like there is an overwhelming amount of families, you know, third, fourth, fifth, sixth generations that are just taking over, and it's fascinating to me because is it something that, you know, you're groomed to be into when you're a child, right? And or is it, you know, or do you, like in your case, you know, you went off and kind of did your own thing. Your sister, Sophie, she kind of was doing her own thing, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, we're gonna, you know, make this career change, which we obviously do a lot here as well. I just made a career change, and yes, yeah. It is very scary, Carolyn, I can tell you, but you know, I think if you love what you do, I think all that other stuff doesn't matter. But it's really fascinating to see a lot of these smaller families, and I mean, it's just almost like in your blood, right? Like, I mean, were you I mean, do you remember your first experience with Armagnac?
Well, I can't really remember because we were very young, actually. For sure, the first time was what we called canard, which is duck in French, which is you know, a little sink of sugar, and you put the Armagnac on it, and you just have it in the mouth. But you know, it's just for children. It may be, yes, we were very, very young. It's a very traditional thing we did. Yeah,
I remember I did a exchange program when I was a junior in high school, so I was like 16 years old, and my exchange student, he lived in Lille, but his family had they had a place down in Serre-Ponçon, like Southern Alps, and I just remember like spending time with them, and it was just like I'd wake up and, like, you know, everybody's, you know, drinking before 9 or 10 a.m. and it's like, you know, and then we drink again at lunch, which is obviously the big lunch. You know, you have the big meal in France usually around lunch, and then it was just a very interesting experience. It was eye-opening that, like, you know, here it's like, you know, we may get teased, you know, our dad may give us a beer at 15 or 16, but it wasn't a way of life, right? So
for them it was.
Yeah, for them it was. But yeah, so let's kind of dive into the Armagnac. I know we've been talking about really kind of the backbone of your Armagnacs, a lot of these single casks, single vintages, which are extremely interesting to me because you know, I've talked to several people in the industry, and you know, Armagnac is really a wine, you know, and it is so dependent on so many factors in your region. So tell us a little bit about Ténérez and what you're growing there, and how you're turning these into these single casks and these assemblages.
Yes, as you said, Armagnac has to be seen as a chain. There are so many things, componing the products and how is it done, the vineyards, etc. We are propriétaires récoltants, which means producers. We own the vineyards and we try to control every single step from the vineyards to the bottle. And so no negotiations. We only distill and commercialize what we harvest. And it's not so easy to answer why an Armagnac is good or not. The worst question you can ask me is after the harvest and or after the distillation. If you ask me, so how will be this vintage? It's horrible for me because I don't know actually, because it depends on what we will do with that, and it's a quite natural and wild alcohol. So when I taste it, I can do if it's good, if it suits me, which is not the same. But being able to tell you how it will be, it's not exactly as the world of wine. So this is quite difficult. So that is said. Our region is called, as you said, Tenares, which is a central part of the appellation. Generally speaking, our terroir, our soil are chalky clay, which tends to produce really a powerful structure eau de vie, which have the capacity to be aged a very long time in the cask. It is said that maybe they need a little bit more time than especially the one of the Bad Armagnac, for example. But for example, in our cellar, even the eau de vie from the 60s are still in the wood. So they are very, they are very, rich, full of material, so able to digest, if I can say so, the wood of the cask. This is quite peculiar to our area.
So this is going to be like a $15,000 bottle then, right?
No. No, and they are very, very tiny production. Of course, for sure about this famous part des anges, so angel's share, and the evaporation, etc. It's about it's between 2 and 3% of the total volume each year. Much more the last one because it was so hot in the cellar. But so to tell you that after 30 or 35 years of aging, you lost half of the initial volume. So if you want to have an Armagnac to be sold within 30 years, you have to distill the double amount. It's a heavy gamble. Yes. I mean, for the future, it's a friend of mine told me, oh wow, this universe of Armagnac is so, can make you dream, etc. And it's a very anachronic product. Because nowadays you want things immediately. You order something, you want to get it 2 days after, etc. It's not even a lifetime thing. It's a family and generation, time pass.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Carolyn. I think what a lot of us, especially in America, because I mean, obviously, in this country, especially in the Southeast, Ryan bourbon reigns supreme, and it's a completely different. I want to, I don't want to draw parallels, but when you're putting, new make in a cask in Kentucky or Tennessee or Georgia, And, you know, with the heat and the humidity we have here and the type of cask they use, I mean, you know, you can pour that thing in a barrel and pull it out in 2 or 3 or 4 years. And that could probably be the equivalent in Armagnac of 15, 20, 25. I mean, you know, and also the oak is different in Armagnac. You know, I don't know if you guys do this. I do know a lot of people that they'll actually go into new barrels first, and then they'll transfer it to older barrels that are a little more neutral, just to hold that spirit, so it doesn't, you know, it doesn't encourage that too much of that reaction over those decades of aging.
Yeah, that's our case. Actually, we age our Armagnac in the traditional way, meaning we used new barrels for like 10 months. And then we place the Armagnac in old ones for the rest of the aging, for decades could be. And we consider the cask new for 5 to 6 years. So even the third time or the fourth time, for us, they are still new. And we like very much the use of this new wood cask, because, as I said, in Tenares we have very powerful and mighty eau de vie, so they are able to be enriched with all these wooden notes. If you have a very, I would say, light or very, evanescent eau de vie, maybe it's not the case to use this new wooden cask. I mean, each people do its own choice, but for us, both are going together. We need to have a very strong eau de vie to be able to enjoy this new wooden cask. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
and also because we have time. Our youngest Armagnac in Europe is 15 years old, which would be a great XO. It's our youngest, so we have time, and the wood is an asset for us. It's not a problem, absolutely not.
So you speak about wood, and the name of the show is Barrels and Leaves Behind the Brand, right? So I have a lot of questions when it comes to cask and things of that nature. So the first thing I want to say is, do you guys even look at possibly putting a cigar or trying a cigar while you're while you're drinking the Armagnac? And the second thing behind that is that, can you kind of give the people a little bit of understanding of what's the difference between brandy, cognac, and Armagnac?
So actually, I'm not a cigar smoker. So
that's okay. Everybody is.
No, I would like to learn, but I'm okay. It's not the occasion. Maybe when I will come to Atlanta.
Okay, done.
Stand by after the show.
We'll stand by, Carolyn. We'll get you.
Okay, great. So a brandy is could be so many things. It's the generical name for a brown alcohol. It's a brandy. Could be so many things. Whiskey, it's a brandy. Bourbon, is a brandy, etc. So Armagnac is a brandy, but a very special one. Cognac also. This is a very big family. Armagnac is the oldest eau de vie in France. It's from the 14th century, so at least 3 centuries before Cognac. It's coming from a very specific dedicated area, which is southwest of France, between Bordeaux and Toulouse. This very remote countryside, which we called Gascony, the land of the Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan, etc. Whereas Cognac is more north. It's between it's in Cognac, so it's in Charente, so north of Bordeaux. And I do it briefly. Armagnac is distilled once, in a traditional and by continuous flow still. We used to distill at around 55 to 60 ABV. No more. Whereas in cognac, they use another still, which is a double distillation one, and they used to distill at around 70 ABV. Cognac is very much stronger and bigger appellation than us, so we are very tiny and so there is always a little battle between both. And in Gascony, we like to say that in cognac, they have to distill twice because the first time they fail.
That's a good one. I've never heard that before, Carolyn, but I like it.
So wow. I'm glad to learn you something. And then the aging is quite similar. We use French oak cask, size about 400 liters as a capacity. And then maybe on the grape varieties, in cognac, like, I don't know, maybe 98% of the vineyards is Uni Blanc. Mm-hmm. There is a little bit of Folle Blanche and a very tiny amount of Colombard, but it's very, very few. Whereas in cognac, we have more diversity. I'm not saying Armagnac is better than cognac. Huh? I'm just explaining its difference.
Yes, you are.
I was going to say, it sounds very good.
I'm just kidding.
And in Armagnac, we have 10 grape varieties authorized in the AOC, in the appellation, and 4 are commonly used. First is Uni Blanc, of course, then Folle Blanche, Colombard, and Bacot. Those ones are quite common. And there are 6 other. Our famous, or becoming famous, ghost grape variety. So generally speaking, this is to say that Armagnac is maybe, yes, there are maybe more diversity coming also from these grape varieties, and also because in Armagnac it's still a very family and tiny things production. They are not big brands. I mean, the big brand in Armagnac are very, very tiny.
Yeah.
If we compare to cognac, it's another economical structure. So then the product is quite intrinsically different, Armagnac and cognac. That are the major points.
Wow.
Okay, so let's dive into the Ghost Grapes, Carolyn.
Yeah,
let's dive into this release. I mean, this is obviously a really unique experience. And was this something that you know, when the Carré de Phantom came out, were you guys just like, hey, we're just gonna what the hell? We'll plant these grapes, see what happens, we'll experiment with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Or is this something that you think more people are going to start looking at, and just, like I said, just diving into the sustainability, the viticulture, these grapes, are they do they need to be brought back to life? What tell us a little bit about this particular project.
Yeah. Actually, this particular project was an idea I had. Like when I quit the perfume and the fragrance world in Paris, and when I came back on the estate, and because the purpose was, if it is to make the traditional Armagnac 1% Uni Blanc reduced at 40 ABV with sugar, with everything, what is the deal? So the idea was more to try to find particular things that other people have not in mind, etc. So we owned the traditional one as a grape variety, Uni Blanc, Colombard, Folle Blanche, and a little bit of Bacot. And the idea was to be able to taste again the historic and the traditional taste of Armagnac that we have lost, as you said at the beginning. All this grape variety were common in the region before phylloxera. Actually, my uncle remembered he had a lot of Meslier Saint-François, and in the 70s, when the vineyard was very old, he go it away, and we planted again the Uni Blanc as everybody in the neighborhood, because it's much more it has a very much higher production. So basically, after phylloxera is the end of the 19th century, then two world wars. So in the 50s, when we were able to plant again massively the vineyards, it was more the Uni Blanc as Plan de Grèce, etc. So the idea was to renew, to be able to taste again this traditional historical Armagnac, and to do it in the way it was done before. I mean, we have planted all this grape variety all together in a single plot, as it was the case before, all together. And so we do the wine all together, and we distill the grape varieties all together. We don't have a single grape approach. The idea was historical, and the real thing also is historical in the plot and in the field.
Carolyn, I really got a huge question, because Nick is all on Armagnac. He's like, dude, you got to try this Armagnac. You got to try this Armagnac. I'm like, dude, okay, all right, cool. So I have to ask you, for the rest of the people out there, what makes Armagnac so special?
How much time do you have, Carolyn?
What do you mean so special in comparison with the cognac? Or?
No, why? In your opinion, tell people why they should drink Armagnac versus anything else.
The special of the grape varieties?
Sure, whatever you feel.
Because you've never tasted before, it's absolutely unique. I can swear it. Actually, we are the only one to own the integrality of the 10 grape variety, and this 6 ghost. And it's because it's good. I mean,
it's good.
Yeah, well, how I can say that? It was an experimental thing, as you said, because first we have tried to find the plant, the grape. It was not so easy, and then it was like a gamble. How will it be? And we are very happy with this first release because it's good. I mean, it's good quite quickly. As I said, in Orinçon, we don't commercialize anything before 15 years old. The ghost grape variety single plot Armagnac, it's distillation 2018. So it's like 3-4 years old Armagnac. It's very young, but it's also the good time to taste the grape variety.
Yes,
with a very tiny and short aging, and we found it was really interesting to have all this richness, all these fruity and even floral notes. And the one of the grape variety, which is the most emblematic of them, is the first we have decided to plant. It was the Plan de Grèce. Grèce means fat in English, oily thing.
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, Grèce is fat.
Okay. I thought you said Greece.
I'm very grass.
Greece is a land, is a country.
Yes, it is. And she has humor, everybody.
Grace is so fat. And the name of the grape variety is coming from, it's because the juice of the grape is really thick, really oily, and it brings a lot of these silky notes after distillation. And even for a so young Armagnac, you have something quite touchable in the mouth and on the tongue. And as you said before, it's really this Armagnac is really funny, because even when you have a very traditional connoisseur who knows very well Armagnac, the 3 areas, the grape varieties, vintages, blend, etc., and you make him taste the grape varieties, it is absolutely astonishing. And yes, this is the idea of never tasted Armagnac before.
Wow.
Yes, excuse me. And that's exactly how I felt, Carolyn, when I opened this bottle, because it was literally a few weeks after I finished the 2021 assemblage, and I was like, oh my God, like what is this? And it took me a couple weeks to kind of digest it and drink it. And then also I'm like, okay, how old is this? I mean, really, how? And obviously you pointed that. I mean, this is probably the youngest. Stuff we'll ever try, and it's really unique. I think it's fascinating.
I love it.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have more put away to age longer? Are you going to look at having this in barrel from 3-5 years up to 10, 15, 20, or is this just kind of something you want to, keep as as a representation of what young Armagnac tastes like?
Well, we were impatient to commercialize it because it's a long story to have the idea, to begin to find the grape variety, to plant them again. Also because if you plant the classic ones, the Uni Blanc, you have some financial help. When you plant those completely forgotten grape, zero. So, it was not so easy for us. So little by little and year after year. So we were impatient to have something to taste, and because clients told us, so the vineyard, how is it? This size, when were the first grape and the first distillation, and to know the time of Armagnac. So,
a lot of needling from us, when is it coming up?
It's a very slow life in Gascony, so that's it. No, and actually the idea is that we find it interesting to taste it young, as I said, and also, as I said also, but it's good. So we were proud with this even young Armagnac. So there are some first release, so in Europe, in the US, and then we keep several barrels to make it age and to follow it, of course.
Cool.
Wow.
Can we do? I know we're running up against it. Yeah. But can we talk about a couple of the new releases? Can you talk about it on air?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk. They're going to be in my mouth tomorrow. So
wait.
In our mouth.
I don't even like how you say that.
Sorry, I'm being a little selfish, Carolyn. In our mouths tomorrow, hopefully.
I don't even like how you say that.
Oh my God, I'm so bad.
We're gonna get some releases here.
I'm sorry.
So you will have. I'm thinking you are talking about the 20 years old blend, which is actually the new release. We've bottled it like last summer in our cellar, and then the transportation is quite a nightmare, but
yes, very slow,
it's
right?
Done. It's done.
We understand that here in America.
And actually it's maybe one of the, because it's not even the same blend, because we do it by batch. With very tiny production, and so the next one you will have is one of our most beautiful I mean, because is not the idea for us when we renew the batch. The idea is not to do like even the same 20 years old. We are not, actually, as I said, we are not a brand. The purpose is not to have some even to have ever the same batch. And when we do the next one, we are not with two glass trying to compare and to copy the previous one. That's not the case. Also because, as I said, we are producer. We only commercialize what we harvest and what we have in our cellar. So even if we would like to do this thing, we won't be able to do it. Also because we apply the 000 policy,
Yes.
which is 0 sugar, 0 coloring, and 0 reduction. So basically 0 everything. It's a very natural thing. So I mean, the Armagnac is as it is. It's no makeup.
What are the vintages that are making up this 20-year?
Well, this one, let me see. It will be for the US, because you have a special batch. It will be 4 years, 81, 96, 90, and 2000.
Wow. That's gonna be lovely.
Yeah, it's great.
We're looking at $500 to $1,000 bottles.
No.
It's a little bit stronger as your previous one. It will be a little. It has 44.5 ABV.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wow. But it's so expressive. It's really in French we have the word gourmand, which is not so easy to translate in English. It's not sweet. It's it's gourmand. It's full of aromas and more the range of candied fruits, plum, dried apricot is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of the previous ones were very, like I said, very muscular and rich and spice, and it was, you could see kind of what was coming out of Aranzon and then coming to this Cura de Fantôme, and then obviously seeing this new one. It's going to be really interesting to put, and again, I think that answers Leo's question too. Why is Armagnac so special? There's your answer.
Yeah.
Every single bottle you get is going to be different. Right. It's a living, breathing thing like wine, and no two vintages are going to be the same. So
yes, and also alive things. It's maybe one of the reason the perfume period in my life was over. It's because now like more than 90% of the perfume are artificial ones. There are no more natural smells because of allergic issues, so many things, etc. And it was no no more fun and no more good for me. So I had I felt I had the desire to deal with genuine things, natural one, and if it's good, it's good, and it's simple. If you like it, you like it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Listen, this is education.
Yeah, this is
101 for everybody. Yeah. I really do love this. This is probably one of my favorites. I've learned a lot.
A lot today.
A lot.
Yeah, Caroline.
There is one wine merchant, an owner of a wine shop in France. We were tasting several Armagnac, several vintages, and we had a great time in the little shop, etc. And he said to me, "They are good," and it's and meaning an Armagnac which is not good or just average. So you can live without Armagnac, of course. It's not like the wine. when you are coming to dinner to friends, you bring a bottle of wine. It's a common thing as flour, etc. But an Armagnac, you can make your life without Armagnac. So I mean, the idea of existing Armagnac is great pleasure. If not, you don't drink Armagnac.
Yeah, I like that explanation.
Yeah, the hell with them all if you don't like
so
it.
we're part of that group.
I'm in the in crowd.
We're the in crowd now. We're in with you, Carolyn. Thank you.
All day long. I appreciate this, Carolyn.
So yeah, Carolyn, thank you so much. This was really amazing. And just for all of you out there, Barrels and Leaves people, obviously this is a passion project of mine, and it's absolutely. I'm honored that you're on talking about this, and
100%.
we are so excited about the new releases. So if any of you out there are looking for them, so PM Spirits, who is based in Brooklyn, they are the importer. It'll usually hit me.
What is really great with PM Spirit, and especially Nicolas and etc., is that he knows us very well. Actually, he came last month. He will come again in July, and he tastes with them the cask, etc. I try to understand. He knows all my family very well. We had so very long lunches, as you said.
Yeah.
Together. So yes, this link is value something.
It's very important for us in America. He has put this category on the map. I'm the one who, he's the reason why I'm drinking a lot of what I'm drinking. So we'll keep an eye out for it. Our favorite liquor shop in Atlanta, Elemental Spirits, down in Ponce Highlands area. So Corey and Jesse and crew always bring in really good PM Spirit stuff. So we're looking forward to seeing Aranzol on the shelf soon, and really looking forward to diving into those samples tomorrow. So thank you. Anything else, Leo? You good?
Man, I
feel educated today.
I gotta go and download all of this shit.
Yeah, it's I know it's a lot.
It's a lot, but I do love it. I love learning about the different areas of the country and the world, and this is something brand new to me. I've drank Armagnacs, but I didn't appreciate Armagnacs until I got with this guy. Then it just changed my mind. It changed my mind.
You have to keep him.
Carolyn, it all clicked.
Carolyn, thank you very much.
Yes.
We're gonna send you to the back. Stick around with us for a minute.
Yes.
Is that okay? All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Hold on.
Dude, I had a lot of fun.
Ooh. Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah,
that was a load.
That was incredible.
Okay, let me not say a load because that didn't sound good, but it was a lot of information, guys.
That's a lot of information.
And anybody who stuck around and listened to this, and even those that are going to watch this later, I hope that you had a great time with this.
Yeah,
because I know I did.
Yeah, it's a good one to end on.
Yeah,
and recharge for a few weeks and process everything. And I'm excited to try these new vintages. And yeah, I mean it's just great. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of with you and cigars. I mean, you get these people that are they're small in production and lifestyle, but they just have such a big impression on us. And
it's been good products.
Damn amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you guys I believe New York still has this. I got this bottle in New York. I don't know if it made it down here, but if you guys are interested in the Cara de Fantôme, you should be able to find it in one of the smaller shops in New York. That's pretty much where I get my stuff from. Hopefully DOR is not listening to this, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about this, obviously reach out to us or reach out to Carolyn.
Yeah.
At Aranzon. They have a website. They're on Instagram. And I'm sure we'll be back when those new releases coming out talking more about it. So yeah.
If not, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. You'll see all the good stuff and more. Yeah. And we're gonna go out, just to let you guys know, we're gonna go out on this note, is that we're gonna take a small break. We are going to gather some things in a little bit better form and fashion.
Need some rest.
Yeah, I need some rest, bro. Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah.
Keep logging in. Keep your eyes open. And again, still on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. Hit the bell so that you know exactly when we go live.
Yes.
Instagram, you guys know, BNL behind the brand.
Yes.
And Facebook, same thing.
We'll keep the teasers coming. Don't worry.
Keep the teasers coming. There's a lot of teasers coming.
A lot of teasers.
So you guys just stand by, man. We are ramping up for a lot of great things coming your way. So with that being said, I think that we are clear.
We are out.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
about done, bro. It's time to go.
Yes. Thank you all for listening. And again, another big shout out to Carolyn Rozes from Aranzon and Le Baron. We didn't even get to talk about Le Baron. We'll have to do that next time.
Maybe part two.
Part two. And then again, thanks Jimmy and Christina and all the staff at Smyrna Village Bourbon Bar. Come on down. Great place. And I am looking forward to hanging out tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yes.
See you guys.
All right.